English is not just a subject. It is a daily need. We use it in travel. We use it in work. We use it with friends. But many people feel fear. They stop before speaking. They think English is hard. But English is not hard. It is easy with small steps. One step at a time. One word at a time. One short sentence each day. This story will guide you. It will show daily English. Very simple English. For real life use. You will see how to speak, how to understand, how to practice. Let's begin the journey. Your easy English life starts now. Part 1, A Quiet Dream. Emma lived in a small town. She worked in a bakery. Her life was simple. She smiled at people. She packed bread and cakes. She cleaned the counter. She counted coins. But inside, she felt quiet. She had a dream. It was not about money. It was not about travel. It was about English. She wanted to learn English. She wanted to speak clearly. She wanted to read stories. She wanted to watch movies. She wanted to understand songs. It was her quiet dream. At night, she sat alone. She looked at the stars. She whispered in her heart, I will learn English. One day I will speak. One day I will not fear. One day I will feel free. But Emma was shy. She was not confident. She thought people would laugh. She thought people would judge. So she stayed silent. She only dreamed. She did not act. One evening, she met Anna. Anna was her neighbor. Anna said hello kindly. They walked together slowly. Anna spoke about her day. Emma listened carefully. Anna said, I am learning French. Emma looked surprised. Anna smiled wide. Yes, I am learning French. It is hard, but it is fun. Emma's eyes grew bright. She thought, if Anna learns French, I can learn English. That night Emma could not sleep. She kept thinking of Anna. She kept thinking of languages. She felt a new fire. She sat with her notebook. She wrote one line. I will learn English. She underlined it twice. She looked at it again. Her heart felt strong. Next morning, she woke early. She sat with tea. She looked around her house. She thought of small steps. She whispered, start today. She picked up a pen. She wrote the word door. She wrote the word chair. She wrote the word table. She wrote the word window. She smiled at her paper. Her first words had started, but this was just a dream beginning. Emma knew it would be slow. She knew it would be hard. She knew she would fail sometimes. But she also knew one thing. She would never give up. She walked to work. She looked at every shop. She looked at every board. She thought of English words. She whispered them softly. She felt like a child. She felt both nervous and happy. When she reached the bakery, she looked at the bread. She said bread softly. She looked at the cakes. She said cake softly. Her heart laughed inside. The dream was now alive. That night, she made a decision. She wrote it in her notebook. I will practice daily. I will practice with patience. I will practice without shame. She closed the notebook. She felt proud. She felt ready. Emma's quiet dream was now a plan. Her journey had started. It was slow but strong. It was small but real. It was quiet but powerful. Part 2, First Words. Emma woke up early. Her notebook was on the table. She touched it softly. She felt new hope. She opened the notebook. She saw her words. Door, chair, table, window. She smiled with pride. She wanted more words. She looked around her room. She saw a lamp. She wrote lamp. She saw a bed. She wrote bed. She saw a mirror. She wrote mirror. Her list grew longer. Emma had an idea. She picked some small papers. She cut them into pieces. She wrote words on them. She used her pen carefully. She wrote door. She wrote chair. She wrote table. She wrote lamp. She wrote mirror. She wrote window. She walked around her house. She pasted papers on things. One on the door, one on the chair, one on the table, one on the mirror, one on the lamp, one on the window. Her house looked different. It looked like a small school. Every time she walked, she read the labels. Door, chair, table, window. She repeated them aloud. She touched the door. She said door. She touched the chair. She said chair. She touched the lamp. She said lamp. She laughed softly. Her house became her teacher. At the bakery, she felt ready. She saw bread. She whispered bread. She saw cake. She whispered cake. She saw sugar. She whispered sugar. She saw milk. She whispered milk. She saw coffee. She whispered coffee. Her work felt new. Her boss noticed her smile. He asked, "Are you happy?" Emma just nodded shyly. She did not explain. Her secret was her joy. After work, she bought glue. She also bought more paper. She went home excited. She wrote more words. Plate, spoon, cup, bottle, clock. She pasted them carefully. Now every corner had English. At night she read all. She walked slowly. She touched each item. She said the word. She repeated many times. Her lips moved fast. Her voice was soft, but her heart was strong. After a week, something changed. Emma no longer looked at papers. Her eyes knew the words. Her mind remembered quickly. She could say them easily. She felt confident. One day, Anna visited. She saw papers everywhere. She looked surprised. She asked, "What is this?" Emma laughed softly. She pointed to a label. She said chair. She pointed to another. She said window. Anna clapped happily. She said, "You're learning." Emma blushed but smiled. Anna gave advice. She said, "Add verbs too." Emma asked, "What verbs?" Anna explained gently. Verbs are action words, like run, walk, eat, drink. Emma listened carefully. She wrote them down. Run, walk, eat, drink. She repeated them aloud. Next morning, she practiced again. She walked and said walk. She sat and said sit. She ate bread and said eat. She drank tea and said drink. Her actions matched her words. It felt fun. It felt real. Emma knew this was only beginning, but she also knew something big. Her dream was moving. Her first words were alive. Her journey had truly started. Part 3, Street Signs. Emma was walking to work. The sky was clear. The street was busy. Cars moved fast. People walked quickly. Shops opened their doors. Emma looked around. Her eyes searched for English. She saw a board. It said bakery. She smiled inside. She understood that word. She worked in a bakery. She saw another sign. It said pharmacy. She read it slowly. Pharmacy. She whispered the sound. It felt new. She wrote it in her notebook. She walked further. She saw stop. It was red. She knew it meant wait. She whispered stop. She felt happy. A bus passed by. She looked at the side. It said city bus. She read it clearly. She repeated bus softly. She knew that word. It felt like victory. She stopped at a shop. The window showed shoes. On the glass, it said sale. She read sale. She whispered it again. Sale means discount, she thought. She smiled at her learning. Emma walked slowly now. Every sign was her teacher. Every word was her lesson. She felt the street alive. She felt English everywhere. At work, she shared with Anna. She told her about signs. Anna clapped with joy. She said, streets can teach. Read posters. Read boards. Read everywhere. Emma listened carefully. She felt encouraged. Next morning, Emma carried a pen. She also carried her notebook. She looked at every word. She wrote many down. Bank, hotel, police, market. Her list grew longer. Her smile grew wider. She saw a poster. It showed a movie. It said coming soon. She wrote it quickly. She whispered soon softly. She felt proud. She stopped at a park. The board said no litter. She read it slowly. No litter. She thought it means keep clean. She whispered clean softly. She wrote it down. Children played nearby. They shouted in English. They said ball. They said run. Emma listened with care. She repeated softly. Her heart danced inside. Day by day, her eyes changed. Before, she saw only walls. Now, she saw words. Before, she walked silently. Now, she walked learning. The street was her classroom. At night, she opened her notebook. She read all signs again. Stop. Sale. Bus. Bank. Hotel. Police. Market. Clean. Her voice grew stronger. Her tongue moved easily. One evening, rain fell. Emma walked under her umbrella. Raindrops hit the street. Lights shone bright. Shops glowed with colors. Boards looked clear. She read them all. She whispered each softly. She stopped at a bookstore. The board said open. She whispered open. She smiled at the light. Her journey was alive. Emma closed her umbrella. She looked up at the sky. Drops touched her face. She felt peace. She whispered in her heart, English is everywhere. I just need eyes. I just need courage. Her notebook was now full. Her steps were now strong. Her mind was now ready. Street signs had given her power. Emma felt proud. She was not just dreaming. She was learning every day. Part 4, Cafe Practice. Emma's steps grew faster. Her notebook grew heavier. Her words grew longer. She was ready for more. One Saturday, Emma walked to town. The streets were lively. Shops were full. People were laughing. She looked at a cafe. The board said coffee house. Her heart beat fast. She thought, should I try? Her hands felt cold. Her voice felt weak. But her dream pushed her. Emma opened the cafe door. The bell made a sound. Ding, ding. She walked inside. The smell was warm. She saw cakes. She saw cups. She saw people talking. Emma chose a small table. She sat quietly. Her eyes looked around. The waiter came. He smiled kindly. He said hello. Emma froze for a moment. Then she whispered softly, "Hello." The waiter asked gently, "What would you like?" Emma's lips moved slowly. She said, "One tea." The waiter nodded. "Anything else?" he asked. Emma said, "One cake." Her voice was shy, but it was clear. The waiter wrote quickly. He said, "Thank you." Emma whispered, "Thank you." Her heart beat faster. She waited for her order. She repeated the words inside. One tea, one cake. She touched her notebook. She felt strong. The waiter returned. He placed a tray. He said, "Here you go." Emma smiled. She said softly, "Thank you." The waiter nodded again. He walked away. Emma looked at her tea. She whispered tea. She looked at her cake. She whispered cake. She tasted slowly. It felt sweet. It felt powerful. At the next table, two girls talked. They spoke in English. Emma listened carefully. One said, "This tea is hot." The other said, "Yes, very hot." Emma repeated softly, "Tea is hot." Her lips formed the sentence. She felt proud. The waiter came again. He asked, "Is everything fine?" Emma's eyes widened. She wanted to answer. She took a breath. She said, "Yes, fine." Her words were small, but her courage was big. The waiter smiled kindly. "Good. Enjoy," he said. Emma nodded happily. After finishing, she stood slowly. She walked to the counter. The cashier asked, "Did you enjoy?" Emma whispered, "Yes." The cashier said, "That is good." Emma placed the money. She counted slowly. She said softly, "Thank you." The cashier smiled. "Come again," she said. Emma walked outside. Her heart was full. On the street, Emma stopped. She closed her eyes. She whispered, "I did it." She felt proud. She felt free. That night, she wrote her notebook. I spoke in a cafe. I ordered tea. I ordered cake. I said thank you. I said yes, fine. Her hand shook with joy. Emma smiled at her paper. She whispered again, step by step, word by word, day by day. I am learning. Her quiet dream was growing. Her English was breathing. Her voice was living. And now the world was listening. Part 5, Library Help. Emma woke up on Sunday. Her heart was light. Her notebook was full. Her dream was alive. She thought a new place. She thought of books. She thought of English stories. Her mind whispered, library. Yes, the library will help. Emma walked to the town library. The building was tall. The doors were wide. She stepped inside slowly. Her eyes grew big. Books were everywhere. Shelves were high. People were quiet. Emma felt nervous. She did not know rules. She walked carefully. She looked around. She saw the counter. A woman stood there. She looked kind. Emma walked to her. Her voice was low. "Hello," she whispered. The woman smiled. "Hello, how can I help?" Emma hesitated. She wanted English books. She did not know words. Emma opened her notebook. She pointed to the word book. She whispered softly, "English book." The woman nodded kindly. She said, "Follow me." They walked together slowly. They reached a small corner. The woman pointed. "Here are easy English books." Emma's eyes shined. She touched the covers. They looked simple. They looked bright. Emma picked one. It was thin. It had pictures. It said short stories. She held it close. She whispered stories softly. The woman asked, "Do you want to join?" Emma looked confused. "Join what?" She thought. The woman explained gently. "You can join a library. You can take books home." Emma's heart jumped. Yes, she wanted that. Emma nodded quickly. "Yes, please," she said. The woman gave a form. Emma looked at it. It had English words. Her hand shook. The woman noticed. She smiled again. She said, "I can help." She pointed to each space. Name, address, phone. Emma copied slowly. Her letters were small, but they were clear. The woman stamped the paper. She gave a card. She said, "This is your card." Emma held it tightly. It felt special. It felt powerful. Emma chose her book. She walked back to the counter. The woman said, "Enjoy reading." Emma whispered, "Thank you." She walked outside smiling. At home, she opened the book. The first page was easy. It said the sun rises. It had a picture of sun. Emma read slowly. The sun rises. She repeated softly. Her lips formed each word. Her heart danced. She read page after page. Some words were hard. She wrote them down. She checked the meaning later. She did not stop. She kept reading. At night, Emma closed the book. Her eyes were tired, but her heart was happy. She whispered, "I can read. I can learn." Next day, she visited again. The woman saw her. The woman smiled warmly. "Did you enjoy?" she asked. Emma nodded quickly. "Yes," she whispered. The woman gave another book. Emma took it proudly, step by step, word by word, page by page. Her dream was moving. Her voice was growing. Her English was rising. Part 6, Small Talks. Emma's days felt brighter. Her notebook was thick. Her library card was safe. Her English was growing. But Emma wanted more. Books were good. Labels were good. Signs were good. Cafe practice was good. Yet something was missing. She wanted people. She wanted voices. She wanted real talks. One morning, she walked to the park. The air was fresh. The sun was soft. Children were playing. Birds were singing. Emma sat on a bench. She opened her notebook. She read words softly. Then an old man sat. He smiled at her. Emma felt nervous. The man said, "Good morning." Emma froze for a moment. Then she whispered, "Good morning." Her voice was quiet, but it was real. The man asked, "Nice day?" Emma nodded quickly. "Yes, nice day," she said. The man smiled warmly. He closed his eyes. Emma's heart beat fast. Her lips repeated inside, "Good morning. Nice day." She felt proud. Next day, Emma took a bus. She sat near the window. The bus was full. A woman sat beside her. She looked friendly. She said, "Hello." Emma whispered, "Hello." The woman asked, "Where to?" Emma hesitated. She said slowly, "Bakery." The woman nodded. "Oh, bakery," she said. Emma smiled softly. The bus stopped soon. Emma stood to leave. She whispered, "Thank you." The woman smiled back. Emma walked out happy. Her steps felt strong. Small talks were growing. They were short. They were tiny. But they were real. Each word gave courage. Each smile gave power. One afternoon, Emma bought fruit. She gave money to the seller. The seller asked, "Bag?" Emma said quickly, "Yes, bag." The seller smiled. "Here, take," he said. Emma said, "Thank you." Her lips were steady. Her voice was clear. That night, she wrote, "Good morning. Nice day. Hello. Where to? Yes, bag. Thank you." Her notebook filled with small talks. Next morning, she went to the park again. Children were playing football. One ball rolled to her. A boy shouted, "Ball, please." Emma picked it up. She said loudly, "Here, ball." The boy smiled. "Thank you," he said. Emma laughed inside. Each day, she added more. One day at the shop. One day at the bus. One day at the park. One day at the cafe. Her words were short. Her sentences were small. But her confidence was big. Anna noticed the change. She asked, "Are you talking more?" Emma blushed softly. She nodded shyly. Anna clapped. "That is good," she said. "Keep trying. Keep speaking." Emma whispered, "Yes, keep speaking." Her eyes shined. Her voice felt free. She remembered her first day. She remembered her silence. She remembered her fear. Now she was different. Now she was stronger. Now she was speaking. Small talks became big steps. Step by step. Word by word. Her English was not just a dream. It was her life now. Part 7, Lost Tourists. Emma was walking home. The sun was soft. The street was busy. Shops were open. People were talking. Suddenly, two tourists stopped her. They looked confused. They looked worried. One man asked, "Excuse me." Emma froze for a moment. Her heart beat fast. The man asked again, "Bus station?" Emma's eyes grew wide. She knew the words. Bus. Station. She had read them. She had written them. Now she had to speak. Emma pointed with her hand. She said slowly, straight. The tourists looked at her. She added softly, "Straight, then left." Her voice was shaking. The woman asked kindly, "Far?" Emma thought quickly. She whispered, "5 minutes." The woman smiled. "Thank you," she said. Emma said, "Welcome." Her face turned red, but her heart was shining. The tourists walked away. They looked happy. Emma stood still. Her hand shook. Her mind replayed the words. Straight. Left. 5 minutes. She had spoken full sentences. She had helped strangers. Emma walked again. Her smile was wide. She felt taller. She felt free. That night, she wrote her notebook. Straight. Left. 5 minutes. She circled them. She underlined them. She wrote, "I help tourists." Her eyes filled with joy. Next day, she met Anna. She told her the story. Anna clapped loudly. "That is wonderful," she said. "Helping with English is real learning." Emma nodded shyly. Her cheeks were pink. Later that week, it happened again. Two tourists were near the park. They looked at a map. They looked lost. They saw Emma. They asked, "Museum?" Emma breathed deeply. She pointed ahead. She said slowly, straight and right. The tourist repeated, right? Emma nodded quickly. Yes, right. The tourist smiled. Thank you, they said. Emma whispered, welcome. She walked away proudly. Her steps felt light. Her words felt strong. Now Emma noticed something. Tourists were everywhere. They asked many people. They needed help often. And she could help. Her English was useful. Her English was alive. One Saturday, she sat in the park. She watched families. She watched children. She watched tourists with maps. A couple walked near. They looked worried. They said, excuse me. Emma smiled kindly. Yes, she whispered. The man asked, train station? Emma's hands pointed. She said slowly, straight, then bridge, then right. The couple repeated, bridge? Emma nodded. Yes, bridge, then right. The woman smiled. Thank you so much. Emma whispered, welcome. Her voice was soft, but her heart was loud. After they left, Emma sat still. She felt proud. She felt strong. She felt like a teacher. That evening, she told Anna again. Anna laughed with joy. She said, now you are helping the world. Emma laughed softly too. Her eyes glowed. Emma's dream was growing fast. Her silence was breaking. Her words were flowing. Her courage was rising. She looked at her notebook. She wrote, today I spoke full. I gave directions. I helped tourists. English is not only mine. English is for everyone. Part 8, Speech Night. Emma's days were different now. Her steps were quick. Her eyes were bright. Her words were alive. She spoke in shops. She spoke on buses. She spoke in the park. She even helped tourists. Her notebook was full. Her heart was full. One day, Anna visited her. She had exciting news. She said, Emma, listen. The community center has an event. Emma looked curious. Anna continued with joy. It is a speech night. People will speak in English. Short talks. Easy words. Everyone is welcome. Emma froze. Her heart jumped. Her voice shook. Me? She whispered. Anna nodded quickly. Yes, you can try. Just a small talk. Just a few words. Emma's hands trembled. Her eyes looked down, but her dream whispered inside. Say yes. That night Emma sat alone. Her notebook was open. Her pen was ready. She thought hard. What can I say? What should I share? She wrote slowly. My name is Emma. I work in a bakery. I am learning English. I like books. I like tea. I like stories. Thank you. She read it again. It was short. It was simple, but it was real. She practiced softly. Her lips moved. Her heart raced. She repeated again, and again, and again. The day came. The hall was bright. People were sitting. Some looked nervous. Some looked calm. Anna sat near Emma. She whispered, you can do this. The first speaker stood. He spoke about food. The second spoke about sports. The third spoke about family. Then Emma's name was called. Her legs felt heavy. Her hands were cold, but she stood slowly. She walked to the stage. Lights shined on her. Eyes looked at her. She held her paper. Her voice was small. My name is Emma. She paused. She breathed deeply. I work in a bakery. Her voice grew steady. I'm learning English. Her eyes lifted. I like books. I like tea. I like stories. Her lips curved. Thank you. The hall was silent. Then hands clapped loudly. People smiled warmly. Anna clapped the loudest. Emma's heart jumped high. Her cheeks turned pink. Her eyes filled with tears. She had spoken in public. She had shared her dream. After the event, people came. They smiled at Emma. They said, "Good job." They said, "Very nice." Emma whispered, "Thank you." Her heart glowed. Anna hugged her. She whispered, "You did it." Emma laughed softly. She whispered back, "Yes, I did it." That night, Emma wrote again. I gave a speech. People clapped. People smiled. I felt proud. I felt strong. Her notebook was no longer quiet. It was full of victories. Her dream was no longer silent. It was alive. It was shining. Emma closed her eyes. She saw her future, not small, not weak, but bright and brave. Part 9, Study Group. Emma's life was changing. Her steps felt lighter. Her words felt stronger. Her dream felt closer. After speech night, people knew her. They smiled when they met. They said hello warmly. Emma smiled back. Her world was opening. One evening, Anna came again. She said, "Emma, listen. There's a study group. People meet every week. They learn English together. They read. They talk. They practice. Will you join?" Emma's eyes widened. Her heart jumped. A group? She thought. Speaking with many? She feared. But her dream whispered again. Say yes. Emma nodded slowly. Yes, I will try. Anna clapped with joy. Good, she said. It will help. The next week arrived. Emma walked with Anna. They entered the center. A small room waited. Chairs were in a circle. People were sitting. Some were young. Some were old. All looked friendly. A man welcomed them. He said, "Hello, everyone." He smiled kindly. "My name is Peter. I am a guide. Let us begin." Each person spoke. One said, "I am Maria. I work in a shop." Another said, "I am Lucas. I drive a taxi." Another said, "I am Sophie. I am a student." Then Emma's turn came. Her hands shook. Her eyes looked down. But she breathed deeply. She said, "My name is Emma. I work in a bakery. I am learning English." The group smiled. They clapped softly. Emma felt calm. Peter gave a book. He asked people to read. Each read one line. Emma's turn came. She read slowly. Her voice was small, but the group listened. They nodded kindly. Emma finished the line. They clapped again. Week after week, Emma returned. She read more. She spoke more. She listened more. Her fear grew smaller. Her courage grew bigger. One evening, Peter asked something. He said, "Today, let us practice questions." He looked at Emma. "Can you ask me something?" Emma froze. Her mind went blank. Then she whispered slowly, "What is your name?" The group clapped. Peter smiled. "Good question," he said. "My name is Peter." Emma felt brave. She asked again, "Where do you live?" Peter answered kindly, "I live near the park." The group laughed with joy. Emma laughed too. After the session, Sophie came. She said, Emma, you are good. Emma blushed. She whispered, thank you. Sophie smiled warmly. We can practice together, she said. Emma nodded happily. From that day, Emma was not alone. She had a group. She had friends. They practiced in the park. They practiced in the bus. They practiced in the cafe. English was no longer private. It was shared. It was joyful. Emma also began helping. She showed her notebook. She taught words to Maria. She explained signs to Lucas. She shared labels with Sophie. They all learned together. One night, Emma wrote again. I'm not only learning, I'm also helping. I can speak. I can read. I can ask. I can answer. Her heart felt proud. The quiet dream had become a community. Emma was no longer silent. She was a voice. She was a guide. She was a friend. Part 10, The New Path. Emma was walking home. The night was cool. The stars were shining. Her heart was peaceful. She thought of the study group. She thought of her friends. She thought of her journey. 1 year had passed. Her life had changed. Her English had grown. Her fear had gone. Her dream had bloomed. The bakery was busy. Customers smiled at her. She greeted them in English. She took orders clearly. She answered questions easily. People noticed her growth. One morning a man entered. He bought bread. He listened to Emma. Then he asked gently, Are you Emma? Did you speak at the community night? Emma nodded shyly. Yes, that was me. The man smiled. I am David, he said. I work in a training center. We help people learn. We need helpers. We need guides. Would you like to join? Emma froze. Her hands trembled. Her heart raced fast. Me? She whispered. I'm still learning. David smiled kindly. That is why, he said, you understand fear. You understand struggle. You can guide others. You can inspire them. Emma looked down. Her notebook came to mind. Her first page appeared. Quiet dream, it had said. She remembered the labels. She remembered the signs. She remembered the cafe. She remembered the group. She remembered the claps. She remembered the courage. Slowly, Emma lifted her head. Her eyes shone bright. Yes, she said, I will try. The next week, Emma visited. The center was large. Rooms were full of learners. Some were young. Some were old. All had the same dream. David introduced Emma. He said, This is Emma. She learned step by step. She will help you now. The group clapped warmly. Emma's heart glowed. She began small. She sat with new learners. She listened patiently. She corrected gently. She encouraged kindly. She shared her story. One girl was nervous. She said, I cannot speak. Emma smiled softly. I was like you, she said. Start with one word. Then two. Then three. The girl tried. She spoke slowly. Emma clapped for her. The group clapped too. Emma's role grew bigger. She led reading circles. She led speaking games. She gave small talks. She answered questions. She inspired many. At night, Emma wrote again. I am no longer only a learner. I'm also a guide. I'm also a helper. I'm also a mentor. Months passed quickly. Emma became strong. She became confident. She became respected. One evening, David called her. He said, Emma, listen, you have done well. You could train others now. You could be a teacher. We will pay you. It will be your career. Emma gasped softly. A career? A teacher? Her hands touched her heart. Her eyes filled with tears. Yes, she whispered. Yes, I will do it. The next morning, Emma stood tall. She entered the center. She looked at her class. She smiled brightly. She said, "Good morning, everyone." The learners answered loudly, "Good morning, teacher." Emma's dream had changed. It was no longer quiet. It was alive. It was shining. It was powerful. She was once afraid. She was once silent. She was once lost. But now she was strong. She was a guide. She was a mentor. She was a teacher. Emma closed her notebook. On the last page, she wrote, "A quiet dream became a bright path. English gave me courage. English gave me a voice. English gave me a new life." Her story was complete. Her journey was full. Her dream was true. The lesson of Emma's journey. Emma's journey teaches us something clear. English is not only words. It is courage. It is confidence. It is connection. She began with fear. She began with silence. Step by step, she grew. Labels became lessons. Signs became practice. People became friends. Her dream became a path. Emma shows us all, no dream is too small. No effort is wasted. Each small step matters. Each word has power. Today, Emma is a mentor. She helps others rise. She proves that learning never ends. She proves that courage can grow. Her story is not only hers. It is for everyone. It is for you.